All right, let's talk about some things Trump said he planned to do early in his presidency in his second term, 45th, not a 47 president. Check out the current news. We start off here with Donald Trump, current news playlist. We announced that, he announced that he assigned a national concealed carry reciprocity. This means no matter what state you're in, if you're got a concealed carry license, each state will have to honor it. So, this is conservative law right here. You know what I'm saying? When you're talking about open carry, talking about stuff like stand your ground down there in Texas, these are old conservative laws. Now, I heard him say this. I really ain't gave much thought to it, so I'd love to hear you guys' opinion on it. But let's see what he had to say for a quick minute.
Seventh, I will protect the right of self-defense everywhere it is under siege, and I will sign concealed carry reciprocity. Your Second Amendment does not end at the state line. In addition, seventh,
so he basically saying that self-defense, you should be able to defend yourself. Now you got people saying, well, we have a gun control problem in America, especially with young people getting guns. And, you had that thing with the parade in Kansas City that was young people. We had a couple of things around here in the Metro Detroit area. Louisiana passed some law that they can buy guns, I think at 18. Excuse me, I forget, they're a little ignorant on that. With some gun law they passed. So a lot of people got an issue with gun control. When you go over to Britain, they don't really have guns. And, they said we don't have those mass, shootings over there and stuff of that nature. So, everybody, most old law, conservative people believe in bearing arms and protecting yourself, but also, I also believe that, you got to be able to lock up your guns where kids can't get them. People have all these guns and don't have safes and don't know how to put their guns up, and they want to. I know some people sleep with their pistol I know some people sleep with their pistol under their pillows, and yes, people do that. And that's fine and dandy, and you leave it there, and you wonder why kids get it, and kids go to school and hurt other kids. That's my problem. It need to be better with the gun control, how what you doing with the guns and how you locking them away and stuff. So that's just my opinion. That's my only concern with it. But believe it or not, more people get in trouble with CPLs. You know what I'm saying? More people get into trouble, who got CPLs who don't got it. But then you got to understand, everything with a concealed pistol license, guess what? It's tracked. Well, let's see what else he had to say here. He talks about the drug cartels in Mexico.
Our country is being poisoned from within by the drugs and by all of the other crime that's taking place. The drug cartels are waging war in America, and it's now time for America to wage war on the cartels. In this war, Joe Biden has sided against the United States and with the cartels. They are making more money than they've ever made before, times 10. There's never been anything like it. They're major companies. They're bigger than even some of our biggest companies. Biden's open border policies are a deadly betrayal of our nation. When I am president, it will be the policy of the United States to take down the cartels, just as we took down ISIS and the ISIS caliphate, and just as, unlike the situation we're in today, we had a very strong border, the strongest border, in fact, in the history of our country, and drugs were at a low of 45 years. There's been nothing like what we did just 2 years ago. We will show no mercy on the cartels. Every day, drug traffickers are using the waters of our region to ship their lethal poisons to America, killing so many of our people and ruining families. In addition to restoring strong border security, I will deploy all necessary military assets, including the U.S. Navy, to impose the full naval embargo on the cartels. I did that before, and it worked. What we did was incredible. We will guarantee that the waters of the Western Hemisphere are not used to traffic illicit drugs to our country. Furthermore, I will order the Department of Defense to make appropriate use of special forces, cyber warfare, and other overt and covert actions to inflict maximum damage on cartel leadership, infrastructure, and operations. I will designate the major cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. We will sever their access to global financial systems. I will also work to forge an unprecedented partnership with neighboring governments in our region, just like I did in Mexico. And remember, in Mexico alone, an estimated 100,000 civilians have been tragically murdered or gone missing at the hands of these cartels. The Mexican government, run by a very fine man, the president, is really working hard, but it's not working out. These cartels are vicious and they're violent, and they have Mexico for now stymied. Well, we have to help Mexico, and we have to stymie the cartels. Either we will get the full cooperation of other governments to stop this menace, or we will expose every bribe, every kickback, every payoff, and every bit of corruption that is allowing the cartels to preserve their brutal reign, and it is indeed brutal. Finally, as I have said before, I will ask Congress to pass legislation ensuring that drug smugglers and human traffickers receive the death penalty. The drug cartels and their allies in the Biden administration have the blood of countless millions on their hands. Millions and millions of families and people are being destroyed. When I'm back in the White House, the drug kingpins and vicious traffickers will never sleep soundly again. We did it once, and we did it better than anybody else. There's never been a better border than we had just 2 years ago. It was strong, it was powerful, and it was respected all over the world. And now we're laughed at all over the world. And we're not going to let that happen much longer. We have to take over, we have to be tough, we have to be smart, we have to be fair. But if we don't do something immediately, our country is gone.
All right, so you hear Trump talking about the cartel and the war on drugs, and he even said if Mexico don't get it together, they don't get the they don't get it together as far as helping to get the cartel under control. And I guess if they don't get on that, they willing to tax them up to 100% tariff. So yeah, they willing to tax them 100% tariff. So yeah, that's very, very interesting right there. They willing to tax them. So yep, 100% tariff. So yep, they don't get it under control or they don't do their part, he ain't playing no games with them. So yeah, let's see what else we got here. We got one more, I believe. One more. So here we go. It's the last one. I done made this one. There we go.
Here's my plan to stop the chemical, physical, and emotional mutilation of our youth. On day one, I will revoke Joe Biden's cruel policies on so-called gender-affirming care. Ridiculous. A process that includes giving kids puberty blockers, mutating their physical appearance, and ultimately performing surgery on minor children. Can you believe this? I will sign a new executive order instructing every federal agency to cease all programs that promote the concept of sex and gender transition at any age. I will then ask Congress to permanently stop federal taxpayer dollars from being used to promote or pay for these procedures and pass a law prohibiting child sexual mutilation in all 50 states. It'll go very quickly. I will declare that any hospital or healthcare provider that participates in the chemical or physical mutilation of minor youth will no longer meet federal health and safety standards for Medicaid and Medicare and will be terminated from the program immediately. Furthermore, I will support the creation of a private right of action for victims to sue doctors who have unforgivably performed these procedures on minor children. The Department of Justice will investigate Big Pharma and the big hospital networks to determine whether they have deliberately covered up horrific long-term side effects of sex transitions in order to get rich at the expense of vulnerable patients, in this case, very vulnerable. We will also investigate whether Big Pharma or others have illegally marketed hormones and puberty blockers which are in no way licensed or approved for this use. My Department of Education will inform states and school districts that if any teacher or school official suggests to a child that they could be trapped in the wrong body, they will be faced with severe consequences, including potential civil rights violations for sex discrimination and the elimination of federal funding. As part of our new credentialing body for teachers, we will promote positive education about the nuclear family, the roles of mothers and fathers, and celebrating rather than erasing the things that make men and women different and unique. I will ask Congress to pass a bill establishing that the only genders recognized by the United States government are male and female, and they are assigned at birth. The bill will also make clear that Title IX prohibits men from participating in women's sports, and we will protect the rights of parents from being forced to allow their minor child to assume a gender which is new and an identity without the parents' consent. The identity will not be new, and it will not be without parental consent. No serious country should be telling its children that they were born with the wrong gender, a concept that was never heard of in all of human history. Nobody's ever heard of this, what's happening today. It was all when the radical left invented it just a few years ago. Under my leadership, this madness will end. Thank you very much.
All right, there you have it, man. So, I know a lot of y'all was voting for Trump, and I guarantee you, a lot of y'all agree with what he's saying. Back to regular genders, back to just girls and sports, girls and girls sports. Teachers can't push that stuff in the classroom. If they do, they face jail time. The cartels he spoke about, sex trafficking. Guess what? He's saying they gotta go. He's saying they gotta go to that upper room, Ninja. Sex traffickers and drug cartel. He asked for them to pass a bill to send them to the upper room. He asked to send them to the upper room. So, yep. But let me know what y'all girls and guys think. Check the current news playlist out. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop video. Financially want to support the channel. Cash App $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link description. Hit the link tree, find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Amazon Music, Kick, Twitch, the whole nine. Appreciate the love, support. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. But yeah, check out the Patreon. Y'all won't be disappointed neither. Peace.